going straight. I'm straight as an arrow. I've paid the price and done the time. I'm going straight, I am, along the straight and narrow. And I don't mean straight back to crime.
Are you sitting comfortably? Then we will begin.
Oh, shut up, you prat. Hello and welcome to Blackmans Bay Studios. My name's Mick and this is my old mate Keith, and another first for Blackmans Bay Studios, Keith.
It is. This is our very first book review.
Yep, yep.
And you've probably gathered by the titles that we are going to be reviewing my old mate Sid's book that, that he did writ, didn't he?
He did.
Which is going gangbusters.
Yep.
All over the world. So we're going to do a bit of a review on it to see how we go, aren't we?
Yeah. But first,
Yeah.
as is normal in these sort of things, we're going to give a full disclosure statement. And it has to be said that Keith and I have both been gifted a copy of Sid's book, signed by the man himself. And despite this, the opinions you will hear are ours and ours alone. We have not been offered any inducements to give a positive opinion on this, have we, Keith?
We haven't. We ain't said that you can't though, So if you feel like it, innit?
Very true, very true. That's right.
We're open, aren't we?
Very open we are, aren't we, Keith?
Yeah.
Anyway, so who's going to get started?
Well, we'll get started, but first of all, we'll have a little slurp of the old champers for old champagne Sid. Now this, what we've got here, we've got none of that Moet bollocks.
No.
This is your creme de la menthe, mate, this stuff. This is your genuine Australian Prosecco, isn't it?
Yeah. So,
so
in the tradition of Sid,
so, yeah, we're having one for you, Sid, and we'll get stuck into the review. So, I've had a bit of an advantage over Mick that I actually edited the book, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I've probably read it about 10 times, maybe even more, having to go backwards and forwards. What did you think, Mick?
well, in a nutshell, I loved it. Thanks, Sid, for bringing back some fantastic memories for me, both childhood and in later life. And I think what Sid's done here, it should be known that Sid is slightly older than us. He's just under 6 years older than us. But growing up on St Paul's Cray Estate, St Mary Cray, Foots Cray, it's what Keith and I have been saying for years, is that we had the best of times. We had an idyllic childhood based on our parents.
Yeah.
Our parents come out of the war, they all had tough times.
Yeah.
And we're the ones that benefit from it.
That's right.
And we should never forget that. And thanks, Sid, for that.
It's a great historical document, and it brings back memories because my family, we all went hot picking, and there's all that in there, and some fantastic stories. And when I was going through this book, I was in tears with laughing so much at some of the stuff. It was that funny, and all credit to Sid because it is a funny book, but it's also a great historical record for people that live or know about the Crays. It's what life was like, and it brought back that many memories. It's fantastic, isn't it?
But there was two that stuck out for me. One as a youngster, and one slightly older. I'll come to that later. But no kid can really grasp what fun it was to go hopping.
Yeah.
Now Sid used to do the full
Monty.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
We never. My dad, for some reason, would never stay. He never stayed anywhere, but that's down to him.
We stayed in the huts. We were there. Yeah.
But my dad's family used to do the full stretch like Sid did. Now my playground, as all kids' playgrounds at the time, was the street outside. Then you had the playing fields of the schools, Scadbury Woods and the orchards, right? But going down hopping was something special.
Yeah.
Even simple things like putting pennies on the line for the golden arrow to run over at 3 o'clock every afternoon. it was a great adventure.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah, it was.
it all come back.
Yeah. Oh, it was, you know, and some of the, and again, you know, we're not going to give anything away, but some of the stories in this book about the characters of the Krays and it's just, you know, it's actually mind blowing. You know, and I know Sid wrote this book, you know, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
There is a rumour that there's a volume 2 in the wind, so hopefully that will come up. But it is so funny, and again, you know, when Sid, you know, gets older and he goes around the pubs and some of the characters and the old pubs that he used to drink in, it's just you know,
we've been in them all.
and he puts a few rumours straight as well. There's a few stories in there that I heard about Sid back in the day, which were, you know, got twisted into urban legend, and he puts them straight, which is brilliant as well, you know. So.
Now another thing is the way it's written.
Yeah.
Now, if you're looking for a grammatically correct book, or one that's all the spelling's correct and that, this is not the book. But it's perfect for this book, and it's as though Sid is sitting in the corner talking to us.
It is, yeah, because all the mannerisms and everything's all in there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I like that as well. It's the first book I've ever read that's written in that way.
Yeah.
And it just works for that book.
I think it adds to the character, to the story of the book. You know,
because it's how we talk, isn't it? Whether you like it or not, it's how we talk.
Yeah. It's a very emotional book.
Yes.
There's some very sad stories in there as well, and Sid. So, and I know Sid wears his heart on his sleeve, and some of the stories in there are quite sad. Some are brilliantly funny, you know. And it is a classic tale, I think.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
You know, going back to our school days when we used to, you know, we would run around and, you know, the old caravan boys. You know,
we were the caravan boys, weren't we? Yeah.
White caravan.
They took an interest in our education. We got a good, solid education, which our parents never had, and they took an interest in us. I mean, me and Keith both went in the caravan because they thought we could do better.
Yeah.
And
well, I went in there because of my dyslexia. Mick went in there because he was a fuckwit.
oh yeah, no answer to that.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, and yeah. So look, it's a long read. It's 500 pages. But worth every single page.
Now, moving on. Sid moves on to his sort of early 20s and onwards, and
when he was working for a living.
And there's a reason why he turned to a life of crime. Now, he was working laying pipes, gas, etc. in trenches before the days of the JCB. So if you didn't have a navvy to do the trench for you, you dug it yourself. So it's hard work, and it was also job and knock. Now, I know all about job and knock because me and Bill Beach used to do that. We was always in the club Friday lunchtime for the session. And Sid got stiffed by a job's worth, and he decided that was it for him. Now,
self-employed.
I got knocked 3 times as a subcontractor. Now, I haven't got the bottle to do what Sid did, but it's one of life's important choices. I made a choice. Sid made a choice, so I could relate to it. Although the choices were different, the fact is there comes a time in your life where you said, right, I'm not going to do that anymore, and that's what Sid did. Yeah. He made his choice, I made my choice. Yeah. And I could relate to that.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's as a as a lifestyle, you know, God, dear oh Lord.
Yeah.
I'd hate to think how much money Sid spent in, you know, over the bars and the pubs in that there. But you know, it's a great story.
Yeah.
And again, you know, we go back to what life was like in the Krays then. I mean, everybody on the Kray, apart from Mick, everybody was at the fiddle. You know, whether it was the electric meter, the gas, or whatever it was. You know, everybody had to do a bit of ducking and diving because that's the only way that they could survive, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
You know, and so
now there's another thing I want to mention is towards the end of the book, chapter 46 to be precise. I read it twice at the time, and I read it again this morning because it's called "It's a Rich Man's World," and how true is that? You know, here we have Sid who's had a colourful life, but what about other people and organisations, legal people, legal organisations that stiff the world?
Yeah.
Sid talks about in a pub in Chislehurst with 3 lawyers, and they was talking about crime families, and he made his opinion what he thought a big crime family in London was, and I can guess who that is. And they said no, the biggest crime family are themselves, the lawyers. And how true is that?
Yeah.
I haven't got a high opinion of them. I haven't got banks. I've always had a down on banks, and they've been proved what a load of shysters they are in Australia with a Royal Commission. I won't dwell on it, but it's enough to know that I've always had a down on banks.
And it's got worse. And remember, this was written 30 years ago. So you know, when being a bank manager was like a noble profession.
Yeah.
You know?
But the organisation behind him are just a load of crooks, as far as I'm concerned, and I've always thought that for since I started my first bank account.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. But anyway, that's the end of that. Now, this book was written in 1992-93, and it goes up to when Sid is sort of up to, say, 40, something around that. Now, he talks about the other half of his life. Now, this was, he talks about 2016, when he wrote the epilogue. So whether or not Sid will have time to write it, or if he's written it, I mean, he's 76 now, so whether he'll be able to write it or not, who knows?
Yeah, well, I hope he does. I hope he does, because there's a lot more to Sid after where this ends.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's you know, and I hope
it's a worthwhile project, and I just hope Sid has either started it, nearly finished it, or whatever, because I'd love to read it. I really would.
Yeah.
Because Sid has written a couple of other books. It should be known. He's written a book called Genesis, and another one called Denzel the Orphan Duck.
Yep.
So he's no stranger to this. It must be a fantastic thrill for Sid, because I'd love to write a book, and I'd love to see my name on a book, and to have a prestigious video company like Blackmans Bay Studios do a review. Sid must be thrilled, mustn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
So come on, Sid, get going.
And you know, the printed book. I mean, I did got it up and going as an ebook, and that's going well. But within a space of a week, you know, Sid's friend Alan Buffery took that ebook and got it to a print to that, and I'm not joking, in a week, you know. And all credit to the man, because I don't know how he did it. He got it up on Amazon, literally within a week, up for sale, and the cover, the artwork, and everything, you know. I was just astounded by that, and you know, what a fantastic effort to do that. You know, it's great. So everybody should go and read it, shouldn't they?
Yep.
You know, it's a book that it would really appeal to you if you're from the Cray.
Yeah.
Really appeal to you from the Cray. But anybody outside the Cray would appeal to. It would still appeal to you, because
Especially of our generation.
oh, especially about it.
If you lived on a housing estate in the 50s onwards, late 40s even,
you could relate to it really, virtually anywhere in the country, you know. But certainly around South London with the stuff of, you know, about the hop picking and Sid's training dogs and to go rabbiting, you know, just because that's how life was, you know, absolutely phenomenal, you know, and well done, Sid. It's a great read, and we're going to encourage everybody to get out there and buy it.
Yeah. So thanks, Sid, for
Sid.
fantastic memories, and all the best to you.
All the best. Cheers.
Cheers. I think that's it, Keith, don't you?
Yeah.
Our first book review.
Yeah. First book review.
Hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah. And what's next? What we're going to look at
Who
next?
knows? Who knows?
I mean, I've done the War and Peace, as we said, but you haven't. So
I know.
perhaps you should read that, and then we'll do a review of that.
Yeah, right. Okay then. Well, thanks for watching, and bye bye.
We'll be back with you very, very soon. Ta-da.
This has been a Blackmans Bay studio production.